Daily news, breaking news, everyday news on Prince Milan TV. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Remember, guys, to like, share, comment, and follow. Today is the 31st of October at 2025. So, guys, I've been following my developments at Critica in Tanzania. It's very interesting in my elections. And guys, so it's not as only in Zimbabwe that elections, election time when it happens, things become so complicated. And vanovota but zvakare mavhotsi acho anenge asinganyasoverenga zvakanaka and saka zviri kwese even kuamerica zviriko and every country vane maproblems vanenge vanawo, but sometimes it's always about how we deal with those situations so that they won't happen again. Saka kana zvaramba zvichiitika over and over again, it seems like panenge pato nemaproblems anenge atoripo, because problem yakaitika takatarisa next time mawanchaisha and so hundreds of demonstrators clashed with police in Tanzania's commercial capital on Friday, demanding that the national electoral body stop the announcement of results from this week's general election. The disputed process has triggered widespread unrest, prompting the deployment of the military and a nationwide internet blackout. State television continued to broadcast results from Wednesday's vote on the mainland, where the ruling Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM party in power since independence in 1961 sought to extend its long-standing dominance. Key opposition presidential candidates were barred from contesting, leaving incumbent President Samia Suluhu Hassan facing 16 challengers from smaller parties, most of whom ran limited campaigns. In the semi-autonomous archipelago of Zanzibar, the CCM retained the presidency amid a heavy military presence. The Zanzibar Electoral Commission declared incumbent Hussein Mwinyi the winner with 78.8% of the vote. Opposition leaders have denounced what they described as massive fraud, owing to announce the next course of action. Protests entered their third day on Friday, with crowds in Dar es Salaam confronting heavy armed police. Demonstrations first erupted on Wednesday afternoon as young people took to the streets to protest alleged harassment of opposition figures and limited electoral choices. Several vehicles, a few stations, and police posts were set ablaze during the unrest. The protests have since spread to other regions, forcing the government to delay the reopening of colleges and universities, which had been scheduled for Monday. Army Commander General Jacob John Punda condemned the violence, saying on Thursday that the military would work with other security agencies to restore order. Mino Ravina Shamdasani, spokesperson for the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, and said the UN had received credible reports that at least 10 people were killed in Dar es Salaam, Chishanga, and Marongoro after security forces used live ammunition and tear gas to disperse crowds. Shamdasani urged Tanzanian authorities to avoid excessive force and to prioritize de-escalation. The violent post-election scenes follow a campaign season marked by reports of arbitrary arrests, detentions of opposition figures, and enforced disappearances of government critics, including a former Tanzanian ambassador to Cuba. And so, guys, that's the latest here, and it's so bad. And so, to think that President Hassan, she's a woman, she's different, but nah, she's just the same. And my politicians is fanana, whether they're from South Africa, whether they're from Zambia, Tanzania, Sudan, wherever, same story, same situation here. It reminds me of what happened in Zimbabwe in 2018. Remember that August situation whereby people were protesting regarding to what ZEC did. We never forget those people who died. The one thing that really bothers me is that the people who died on that day in Zimbabwe on the 1st of August, they had nothing to do with what was happening on that day. Vanhu vaitozvendero kumba, but people who were currently like protesting that day, they're still alive even today. but people who had nothing to do with what was happening on the 1st of August died. So some situation happened in Zimbabwe, some situation happening again here in Tanzania. But one thing I do like about it, on the other hand, is that the young people of Tanzania are Pinama streets, of which in Zimbabwe, young people, we are always on social media. We are always talk about some other things, not things that really matters, because no one wants to be on the forefront. But in Tanzania, young people have taken in the streets, they've mobilized each other so that they will protest this whole situation, saying, you know what, we can't have another term with this lady, the president, Hassan. And so we'll be keeping you guys up to date with the latest here. So at this party, Chama Mapinduzi CCM has been in power since independence in 1961. Vachingotonga avasuda kupa vamwana mukana. And again, if you look closely, those 16 smaller parties which contested in this election, and I mean, come on guys, this is a dirty game. It has been happening everywhere, and it's still happening. So people are now tired of this. That's why I took on my demonstrations are critical in Tanzania, in Antigua. So I'll be keeping you guys up to date here on a daily news, breaking news, everyday news. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, follow us everywhere on our Facebook page. Just click follow. Bless up.